Champion crowned this past Sunday. The Oklahoma City Thunder, they come out on top in a 7-game series, a tight 7-game series against the Indiana Pacers. JJ, Joe Jordan, how you feeling about the Thunder, man? How do you feel about the series? Just give me your overall takeaways from the OKC being the 2025 NBA Finals champions.
Shout out to OKC. I also want to, before I dig into OKC, let me give a shout out to the Pacers, man. Shout out to my boy Ty in the chat, in the red corner, co-host. Shout out to my boy Tony. He was on our tour show. Make sure y'all go check it out. Both of them are Indiana Pacers fans. They overachieved in a lot of people's eyes this year. And I said this, AJ, to you on the show. When they beat Denver, I said, that's a championship. Whoever they play after that, it's a wrap. Their toughest series was Indiana. So I got to give them props. Like, Indiana took them to the brink. They blew out the Nuggets in Game 7. Indiana was leading at halftime. And TJ McConnell went on a run late in the third quarter until they won that defensive spurt with all of them turnovers. So I got to give Indiana Pacers some props, man. They fought hard. They deserve to be there, and they show why. But OKC, man, kudos to them. A lot of people said it. Sorry, AJ. Kudos to you, kind of. They too young. They not ready yet. Denver gonna beat them. I Clippers or Denver, wherever it is. They gonna beat OKC. Like a lot of people said that. And I said it back then. They got their leader is battle tested. They got SGA. I'm gonna repeat myself. SGA was there when Kevin Durant said, "I'm Kevin Durant" when he beat the Clippers. SGA was on that Clippers team. SGA was there in the bubble, Game 7 against the Houston Rockets when James Harden blocked Lou Dort's 3 for the game. SGA was on that squad playing valuable minutes. Mm-hmm. He was in the game in the fourth quarter, looking just like SGA now, just a little immature. All right, SGA been around the block. Then they added Caruso. They added Harden. Caruso's an NBA champion. AJ, you know, look the logo behind you. He's an NBA champion. You know what he said? He got his ring. He said in the press conference, he heard it. He was like,
I saw.
He said something about like I got a real ring now, something like that, right?
Yeah, I got a real one now. Yeah, I'm like, really, bro?
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, so, come on, bro.
Caruso, they got Hardenstein, also a guy who's playoff battle tested. So I kind of saw, like, I'm like, yo, and the thing about SGA, he is a bona fide playoff superstar. And when I say playoff superstar, I mean in the playoffs, you know how me, Dave, and Tony talked about this in the last show, how the style of play nowadays, everybody's shooting threes. Mm-hmm. That don't fly in the playoffs. In the playoffs, you need defense and bucket getters. SGA is a bucket getter, and he got buckets in the playoffs. Also, he shot 29% in the Game 7. That's Kobe-esque, though. He took 25 shots. I want to see that. He had 1 turnover the whole game, 12 assists, which is his playoff high. And I remember Kobe when he beat Boston in Game 7, he had this rebound high in Game 7 in the playoffs. So, shout out to SGA. Now, let's talk about not just this season. Let's talk about this team. A lot of people are saying how great is this team, right? Can this team repeat, AJ? I said it to you already. I think this will, first of all, there's been 7 teams the last 7 years, 7 different teams that won a championship the last 7 years. That's the longest streak in the NBA history of not having a back-to-back champion. 7 years straight. Now, I'm gonna quickly go through each team and tell you why they couldn't repeat. The Raptors, Kawhi left. The Lakers, they mortgaged their future to get AD. And it was a bubble, so they stopped. They ended the season in July, and they started right back up 2 months later, basically. And they only played 70-something games. They were not going to win back-to-back.
All right, we have some other issues, but keep on going. Keep on going.
Okay. Keep on going.
You're
right?
good. I'll keep going.
The Bucks, they gave up 3 first-round picks to get you Holiday. Who else? After the Bucks, the Warriors, Draymond Green put you on boo. Right? The Nuggets subtract. They didn't add nobody, but got rid of Bruce Brown. I did not understand that. Like, why? Like, when you win a championship, you got to reload, get new blood. And the Celtics, all right, Teddy, don't get mad at me. AJ, I thought the Celtics would win again, right? But here's the difference between OKC and the Celtics. All right? Celtics don't be mad at me for this one. OKC got a legit superstar who I can depend on night in and night out.
Woo.
I'm gonna keep it real. There's no way we're gonna see J Dub win Finals MVP. No way we're gonna see that. Whatever J Dub give you through a series, SJ gonna give you a little bit more. I can't say the same thing from Tatum when it comes to him and Jaylen Brown. So Tatum is very inconsistent, while SJ is very consistent. SJ looks for his shots. He doesn't shy away from the moment and that stuff. So this team, right, and another reason why I think they're gonna be back-to-back champs. Do you know that they broke the record with the most points off turnovers? They took their record in the playoffs. They took that record from the '08 Celtics. We remember how good that team was, AJ. The '08 Celtics had 461 points off turnovers. OKC had 476. And you might say, oh, they played 2 game sevens. So did the Celtics. Celtics played game 7 against the Hawks. They played game 7 against the Cleveland Cavaliers with LeBron James. And they played about the same amount of games. I think OKC played one less than the Celtics. And they still beat them in points off turnovers. So they have the defense. They have the superstar. And they just won. You know what comes when you winning, man? The different swagger. The extra gear. The thing we see the Nuggets are. The reason why you pick the Nuggets to beat OKC, AJ, because the Nuggets are champions. They got an extra. And look, paper. You look on paper, the Nuggets ain't better than OKC, but they won 7 games because they got that extra gear. You know what I mean? It's a brand new coach. So we can't say the coach is great. It's the extra gear they possess, and they will actually win the games without Jokic being good. So OKC possess that now, and I do think that they are primed to go back to back, unless they have an injury like that.
Yeah. Shout out to. I do want to give a shout out to the Pacers first. Like you started off. I want to give a shout out to the Pacers first because, man, I was probably the number 1 hater for a minute, bro. Like, I was the number 1 hater. Like, I just didn't see it. I didn't see them making the type of run that they went on, bro. I thought they was gonna lose in the first round to the Bucks, right? Now, I'm like, all right, they gonna lose to the Cavs. They gonna lose to the Cavs. They ain't gonna beat the Cavs. And came out, they beat the Cavs. You know what I mean? All right, the Knicks got them. And it came out and stole game 1 in crazy fashion. It's like, bro, don't tell me, bro. Don't tell me, bro, right? And so I give them credit for their fight, their grit, their depth, their coaching, like the ability to stay healthy up to the very end. You know what I'm saying? They like you said, they belong there. They played like they belong there. They played confident. A lot of us went into that series feeling like, man, they be lucky if they get a game. That's how I was feeling. I was like, I'm going to give them a game out of respect for them being the Eastern Conference champs. I'm going to give them a game. But that's as far as I'm going to take it because I just think OKC is that much better defensively. I understand what the Pacers bring offensively, but OKC's defense is serious. And then we saw the Pacers offense give OKC some issues, bro. We saw Alex Caruso in the huddle like, yo, this is what we need to do. This is the adjustments we need to make. Hold on, coach. This is what we need to do because what we doing right now ain't working, right? And this is without Tyrese Halliburton even having a good series. Like, he didn't have a good series. And they still was in the games. They still was competing. They still was right there, right? With a chance to potentially win the series. And so I want to give a shout out to them, bro. Because they had a heck of a run. I've heard some people say if Tyrese Halliburton would have played, they'd have won. I'm not going to take it that far. But I do think Tyrese Halliburton's injury did impact the team. How much? We will never know. But I will say it did impact the team mentally. It did impact the team how they was going to play because he came out hot. Mm-hmm. He came out the most aggressive we've seen him probably all series long. Like, he came out looking like he was on a mission until that unfortunate injury happened. So shout out to him. Wishing Tyrese Halliburton a speedy recovery. He had a great playoff run, sensational playoff run. Mm-hmm. And ultimately they came up short. OKC, bruh. OKC been the best team in the league all year. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, even though I was picking Boston to come out and win the championship, and then that got a little murky when the Lakers start making, you know what I'm saying, doing their thing. I'm like, hello, Luka and Brian, we might have something. It got a little, you know what I mean? But overall, I still was looking at OKC like that's the team to beat right now. Like, that's the team in the Western Conference to beat. I did look at their youth and say I'm not sure. I think they're the youngest team in forever to win a championship. or the second youngest team in a very long time to win the championship. I did not believe in J-Dub, right? I believed in SGA. I wasn't very confident in Chet. I wasn't very confident in the role players outside of Alex Caruso, because Alex Caruso been there, done that. But at every turn, when their back was against the wall, they came through and they delivered. In the first round against Memphis, yes, Ja Morant hurt, but they was down 25 points and came back to win that basketball game, right? You go up against Denver in that series. You're down 2-1. You come out, you find a way to win game 4. Game 4. They push you to 7 games. You find a way to come back and smoke them in game 7 with your back against the wall for all the marbles, as SGA would say, right? Minnesota, you're up 2-1. Minnesota just blew you out by dang near 40 points in game 3. Now you have an opportunity to respond. And while the Timberwolves stars aren't showing up, OKC stars are showing up. Chet, SGA, and Jalen Williams are balling out, carrying you over the top. And then in this series, in the finals, bruh, I really feel like, and I said this before the game, and I'll say it now that the series has concluded. Game 4 decided the series. Game 4 decided. They had OKC on the ropes. They had an 8 to 10 point lead going into that fourth quarter. They was right there. They start missing shots. SGA got hot down the stretch, closed them out. Once they tied the series 2-2, I was shocked. The Pacers, credit to them, they got another game. But I thought there's no way they're going to lose this series now, because they're not losing again in OKC. It's just not going to happen. And so shout out to them. Special defensive team, special at the crib. They won enough games on the road. It was rough on the road some nights. It's like, I don't know how they pull in. I mean, they won game 4. They only made 2 to 3 threes out of 16 of them that they shot in game 4. Like, the way they was winning these games was ugly. But hey, an ugly win still counts as a win in my book. At the end of the day, they got it done. I'm not gonna go as far as to say they're gonna repeat just yet. But what I will say is, out of all the champions that you mentioned, out of all the teams that have recently won a championship, I do believe, as we stand today, they have the best shot at repeating. That's what I was saying. I want to see how the offseason unfolds. We've seen a bunch of trades go down already. So I want to see how some teams adapt, because now they went from being the hunter to the hunted, and we know how that goes. Like, it's a little different. There's a reason why we haven't seen anybody repeat, and we have seen some pretty good like, the Lakers were good, right? Denver was good. You know, Boston was good. So, like, it's different being the hunted, and now you getting everybody's best shot every regular season game, and going into the playoffs, you're the team to beat. But I will say, given what they have, given that I foresee them keeping their young pieces for some time, at least going into this next season, they have the best shot at repeating of all of the recent champions. So shout out to them. And SGA, hey man, Hall of Fame trajectory if he not there already. It's very early. But I mean, when you got a scoring title, you got an NBA championship, you got a Finals MVP, you got a Western Conference Finals MVP, you got All NBA first team. I think he got at least 2 All NBA first teams now.
Right to back.
I mean, he's stacking that resume a certain way. So we're gonna start having some very interesting conversations about SGA pretty soon. I already think he's the best player in the world. I think that this championship cemented it for him. So shout out to OKC.
Yeah, SGA is the second guard in NBA history to lead the league in scoring, win MVP, and win a title, and win Finals MVP. Only him and Jordan has ever done that. And Jordan done it 3 times while being first team All NBA. And this is how special SGA season was. When Jordan first came in the league, they were saying there's no way a guard is going to lead the league in scoring and win a championship. Yeah. Jordan did it 3 times. And no one's done it since. Now SGA's done it. So and then you might say SGA's, we talking about point and shooting guards. Like guys like Kobe, Iverson, D Wade, all these guys never done it. SGA just did it. And on top of him doing it individually, they had a great season as a team wise. I do want to address something. Not something you said, but Obi Toppin, right? When Halliburton got hurt, Obi Toppin came out and said in the press conference, I can't speak for everybody else, but I couldn't really focus because I was thinking about Halliburton. Dog. Let me say this. The soft people might say, oh, man, good, a great teammate. No, that's not a great teammate. It's not. Sorry. If we got war, I want you to compare this to if you in actual war and my life is on the line and you can't focus because what happened to somebody, you gotta lock in. We got things to do. We got a mission to accomplish. This is game 7. Lock in. When he said that, AJ, I'm like, bro, nobody want to hear that.
Facts.
Come on, man.
Facts.
Like, hold on, light the beam. What's going on? Somebody make a trade?
Maybe they did. Maybe they did.
That's my boy Jerry. Did you see that jersey?
Our source telling us no trade was made. Our source telling us no trade was made.
You see that jersey though, right? It go together with the comment. Let's get it with the background. But
I'll rock with it. But I agree with you, bro. And I want to say this too, bro. Like, I'm watching the game, and don't get me wrong, it sucks to see Tyrese Halliburton go down the way he went down. But 2 things I want to say. Like I said, I'm not trying to hear any Pacer fan come out and say we would have done this and that. Like, at the end of the day, bro, injuries are a part of sports. We all hate them. Nobody wants injury on anybody. But y'all did beat the Bucks without Dame. Dame missed game 1 and tore his Achilles game 3, when they had a chance to tie the series. Evan Mobley missed games in the series against y'all the following round. You know what I'm saying? So did Darius Garland. He had to rush out there. He wasn't 100%. Now, the Knicks were healthy, but they weren't healthy last year when y'all beat them, right? So it's like, come on now. Like, that's not a game I really want to play. That's number 1. Number 2, bro, again, Tyrese Halliburton didn't have a good series, bro. Yeah. Like, a legitimate argument could be made. They lost game 5 because they played Tyrese Halliburton for too long. They gave him too much tick. When TJ McConnell was out there killing, he probably should have been getting more tick, but he's your star. So you want to give your star an opportunity, and I get it. I do understand it. You want to ride with your stars. You don't want to pull your stars. So I understand that. But TJ McConnell was like dang near the X factor. Like TJ McConnell was kind of getting whatever he wanted out there for real. And so when he went, I say all that to say, when he went down, bro, one of my thoughts was like, it's going to be tough for them to overcome. But it's not like they haven't been playing a certain level of basketball with him not playing well anyway. Mm-hmm. Like, now I get it. Obviously, we know ball, him being out there, the motivation of him being out there playing on the bum calf, him being able to play make and facilitate, and maybe he not scoring, but the defense is guarding him a certain way, which opens the floor for others. I understand all of that, bro, before somebody in the comments be like, you trying to deny the impact of Halliburton? I ain't trying to disrespect him. All I'm saying is the Pacers kind of proved to me that they could win without Tyrese playing well. And it got to a point where if I was a Pacers fan in game 5, I didn't even want Tyrese on the floor when it mattered. So I wish he didn't get hurt. He looked like he was going to go off, but I still was looking like I still think OKC going to win because I believe SGA and Jalen Williams going to find a way to pull through. That's that's how I feel about it. And last thing I want to say before we move on, I also really want to say shout out to Jalen Williams, bro. Like, for real. Like, Jalen Williams had some big time games this postseason, and he had a really big time finals, I believe. He was okay in game 7. He kind of was MIA in the first half for sure. I know he was dealing with some type of wrist issue, but for the most part, like, Jalen Williams is a big part of the reason. I've spoken this before and I'm speaking on it again. He was a big part of the reason why OKC ended up capturing the title, because SGA couldn't beat that team by itself. Mm-hmm. Like, they got too many guys. He couldn't beat them by himself. He needed that number 2 to come in and give you 25, 27, 40. And most importantly, they needed that number 2 to bring the ball up from time to time. Yeah. They needed him to take that pressure off SGA, man, because they playing you the whole court. They playing you the whole floor, bro. Full court press. They not giving you no airspace. They ain't giving you no time to get your bearings, none of that. And so by SGA being able to inbound the ball and just run down court, get to his spot and kind of take a breather, that helped a lot. So they're a complete basketball team.
Yeah, SGA praising him a lot. And I know you about to move on. Mm-hmm. Tyrese Halliburton only had 10 assists in game 1. It's the only time he had 10 assists. And he scored 20 points one time this whole series. So he wasn't good. And last thing I want to say, this team was special. 4 records, AJ. Plus 259. That's the best home point differential in the single playoffs. Plus 131. Best turnover differential in the single playoffs. 19-2. Best record following a loss in the season. That's including playoffs. Right? plus 1,247 best point differential in a single season. And they dropped the most points in franchise history in the playoff, 149. Like that was against Denver. And then they beat Memphis by what? Almost 50. It beat Denver and Memphis by 50-some points.
They smoked them boys. They smoked them boys.
That Memphis game. Oh my! I watched that game from start to finish.
Yeah.
It's crazy,
yeah, man. Yeah.
But if y'all watched the last live we watched the game live, and my boy AJ and we talked about Houston. You know what I mean? We talk about Houston. You know what they gonna do? Not just Houston. We talk about the Spurs. Talk about Minnesota, especially Minnesota. It's about a lot of teams, but we want to know KD's future. Also, Ant too. Shout out to Ant. He was on talking to us. Also.
Oh yeah,
All right?
My boy Ant. Yep.
All right, and AJ, preferred Minnesota, but he had some words about KD, and KD ended up going to Houston.